You wouldn't say that you and your wife fight, and you don't even really call it arguing. Maybe bickering doesn't even describe it. But if I asked you to think about the feeling in your home day after day, you might tell me that it feels tense, heavy, like a low mood and a low energy. Maybe even like you're walking through a minefield, unsure what's going to make her tone change, or make her give you that look, and you know the look, or result in her just totally shutting down on you. It just doesn't feel good. I am Lindsay. This is Loving with Intention. Let's just dive right in so we can explore what just might be going on here and why it's not actually a hopeless place to be. I have so got you. So maybe you've been watching videos, maybe they're my videos, and you don't really resonate with words like fighting or arguing. So it might feel like the advice in those videos doesn't apply to you in your marriage, and it's not going to be helpful, which can leave you feeling stuck in your dynamic. So we're going to toss out the labeling words today. We're going to talk more about experiences. So I want you to just think about your day. You're telling your wife a story. Maybe it's a news article that you read. Maybe it's something that happened at work, and she interrupts you and just finishes your thought. She finishes the story for you, like she already knows what you're going to say. Or maybe even more frustrating, she cuts you off to tell you how it relates to her, and suddenly you're not even talking about the thing that you brought up that you wanted to talk about. Or another scenario, maybe you're out with friends or you've got company over and you're telling them something funny that happened last week, and she cuts you off in front of them to correct you. That's not how it happened. It was actually on Tuesday, and that's not what you said at all. And you're just like, oh, it just sucks to be on the receiving end of that. And it's like this one minor detail that was actually irrelevant. She's just totally taken over, leaving you sitting there silent. Or maybe you jump in and you're like, no, it was on Wednesday. And next thing you know, you're having this awkward back and forth that feels awkward for you and for your company about what day it was on. You're not even telling the story anymore. And thinking about another scenario, she asks you a question like, could you grab the milk on the way home? And you find yourself snapping at her. Why can't you get it when you're out? Or maybe it's the other way around. You ask her, did you happen to get steaks when you were out getting groceries? And she snaps at you, I didn't get steaks. They weren't on the list. It just feels so emotionally charged, that tension there, that it feels like you can't even ask simple questions without having snappy responses come out. And just thinking about one more scenario, because it's so important to just lay these out and just see if anything fits, if anything resonates with you. So say you've got this idea of something that you want to do on the weekend, something you want to do in the yard, something you want to buy for the car, anything like that. And immediately she's shutting you down, telling you, it's not necessary, we don't need that. You didn't even get to finish your thought. And you're left thinking, when did I marry my mother? This doesn't feel like my wife. This is somebody telling me what I can and can't do. And we can reverse this too. Maybe she has a suggestion like a vision for the garden. Maybe she wants new flooring. And right away you jump into how you don't have time. It's not necessary. We don't need to focus on that. So many things. So I get how these might not necessarily feel like fighting, arguing, or even bickering, but it is tension. They are tiny moments that keep adding up throughout the day, every day. You both end up just dropping it after a few back and forths. That doesn't mean that it goes away. It is still there inside of you, feeling disrespected, disconnected, unappreciated, not valued, not seen, not loved. Oh my goodness, so many things. Even if you sweep those feelings under the rug, the ripple effect still stays. It changes how you show up. And she's on the other side, likely feeling a whole lot of similar feelings. That rug is getting piled so high with everything that you're both sweeping under it. Her buried feelings, they change how she shows up too. Both of you feeling those feelings ends up creating more of those tense moments, because with all that just under the surface, you're both way more on edge. You are way less likely to see each other's best intentions. You are way more likely to assume the worst of each other and even see each other as the enemy. It's a downward spiral with no end in sight. So clearly the absence of fighting, arguing, even bickering, depending on how you define it, it doesn't equal a happy, thriving marriage. So now what? What do we do with this if you resonate with any of those things? Well, the first place that I love to start is to reframe what feels like a really challenging, maybe even hopeless situation. One of the first things that I do with my clients, whether that's couples, individuals, men, women, groups that I work with, we look at the 5 stages of a thriving relationship, and I help them identify where they're at and where they would love to be. And a super quick rundown, we've got that romance, honeymoon stage, and that is like the rainbows and butterflies. Everything is super easy breezy, good times. And then what comes next is the power struggle stage. After that, commitment stage, growth stage, thriving stage. Everyone would love to be in a thriving relationship. You've got safety, trust, ease, feeling loved, respected, appreciated, desired, intimacy, connection. You're exploring passions. It is so good. And what most people share when they look at that map is that they feel like they've been in the power struggle stage for a really long time. At the end of this video, I'm going to share the video where I deep dive all of the stages so you can map out your relationship too and see where you've been spending the most time. The power struggle can have conflict, fighting, arguing, bickering. It can have no conflict, just two people living like roommates. It could be a combo of a lot of things. And it can absolutely look like the kind of tension that we're talking about today, where it just doesn't feel good, where you'd have a better time going and hanging out with your buddies than with your wife. So even if you don't fight, if you are experiencing those challenges and it doesn't feel good, that tension, you're in the power struggle stage, and that's why things feel so hard. And I said there was a reframe here, a reframe for this stage that can feel so hopeless. I want to say a reframe does not mean that this isn't painful, hard, or challenging. It just gives us a new lens to see it through, because the truth is, this stage, it's growth waiting to happen. It is so human and so normal to get caught in the same cycles that repeat for years and years until we consciously commit to growth by loving with intention. Ding, ding, ding. With the 5 stages, commitment, growth, and thriving, all those stages, they're on the other side of the power struggle stage. We get to choose. And if you're thinking, that's great, but my wife doesn't want to work on her stuff, I totally get that. It is super common for one partner to be ready to dive in first. In my relationship, back in the hard days, we broke up, then we got back together, and I joined group coaching on my own. This was the catalyst for all the growth and change that followed for us, including my partner joining me and working on our relationship. It was because I finally knew what to focus on to actually create change. And I was so grateful to see him start to change like right before my eyes, because I was showing up in different ways. This is one of the reasons that working with individuals is so near and dear to my heart. If you're stuck in the power struggle stage, just know commitment, growth, and thriving, they're on the other side. It is so common in this place to wish for your wife to change. You want your wife to start, having conversations, her wanting to work on things, her prioritizing your marriage. Of course you want this. It would feel so good and it would feel so amazing and it makes so much sense. And waiting keeps you stuck in the struggle, which of course feels disempowering and hopeless. So instead, your intentional action for this week is an invitation. Ask yourself, how would it feel to empower yourself to make the change that you've been wanting? And not blindly, not by guessing what to do, but by diving into my free love journey roadmap. You can comment the word roadmap below. I will share it with you so that you can literally start changing the dance today. That tension, it doesn't just go away. It takes intention to get rid of the tension. And you are here. You have watched all the way to this point of the video. You are clearly intentional, so you have so got this. And you can check out the video on the screen that breaks down the 5 stages so you can see exactly what it takes to get to where you want to be, feeling respected, appreciated, desired, and to feel ease in your home. Like you two can be playful and kind with each other instead of short and defensive and reactive, because I know that that is so painful. There is so much hope. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending so much love into your day. Remember that nothing changes if nothing changes. Pop the word roadmap below. You can dive in today, and let's have a super intentional week. Bye.